use sailboards or windsurfers. They're essentially an overgrown surfboard with a freely attached sail on them that you can move back and forth to steer the things. But a lot of what's so fun about sailboarding is the same kind of thing that's fun about powder skiing. It's not just the sport, but it's the surroundings and feeling totally in touch with the surroundings, feeling one with the wind and the water and the waves. Perhaps sometimes a little too much of one, but it's fun.
Although sailboarding originated in warm water areas, a growing number of Alaskans have taken up the sport, despite the colder conditions. Bill Glood is one of them, and on a sunny summer day, he'll frequently be at Mendenhall Lake rigging up.
Well, it takes about 20 minutes or so to get completely rigged up and suited up. Of course, unloading the board and the sail, assessing the wind and picking the right size sail. You have a range of sails for the wind. The mast can either be fiberglass or aluminum. I use a fiberglass mast. The aluminum ones are a little lighter but a little more expensive. Fiberglass tend to be a little tougher. The mast is about, a couple inches in diameter, tapered, and has quite a flex to it when the sail's set up. When the sail is rigged, it has a very rigid shape, more like a high-performance hang glider than what you would think of as a sail on a sailboat. Boards vary. The one that I use is a polyethylene board. It's a foam-filled, molded polyethylene board. They're a little heavy and not quite so high performance or high tech as some, but they're quite durable and relatively inexpensive, and they work quite well. I use a board which is a medium-sized board. It allows me to sail if the wind dies with a dagger board down, which is like a center board in the middle of it. Or if the wind picks up, I can kick the dagger board back and sail with just the fin that's on the back of it when I'm under planing conditions. So it's a very versatile board. When we're sailing here, we're wearing a neoprene dry suit, which has pretty good insulation, leaks a little bit of water, but generally keeps you pretty dry. Usually for sailing here at the glacier, I'll wear some long johns under it, which add a little warmth and make it more comfortable. Some thick neoprene socks and thick booties and gloves and a hood. So you're pretty well protected when you're in the water. Your initial expenses, the first big chunk is getting a good dry suit, which is your safety factor and your comfort factor, so it's very important. And getting a really good dry suit with booties, gloves, and a hood will run you about $350 to $400, probably toward the higher end of that if you get a good one. The board and rig with one sail can be purchased if you shop around for under $600. Once you get learning, you'll probably want another couple of sails, which might run a couple $100 more. So there's a fair chunk of money there, but compared with some things like downhill skiing that I do, it seems relatively inexpensive. What's great about this place is that you have good, strong, steady afternoon winds on sunny days that come off the glacier as the valley warms up. You've got a nice launch area here, and you've got a setting of incomparable beauty where you can sail right up to the glacier even if you want to, though we usually give it a fair distance, and you can sail in and out and do slalom around icebergs. There aren't many places you can do that in the world.
Like many sports, sailboarding is not hard to learn, but trying to advance to the next levels is more challenging, and getting there extracts a price. In past years, the protected waters of Twin Lakes have been used by some as a place to practice technique, by some to learn the basics, and by others to improve existing skills.
The hardest point is just getting started, that moment that Jan's at right now where she's just sheeting in. Now once she starts going, you have the sail to lean against, and so long as the sail stays steady, it's just like hanging under a wing. It's sort of like hang gliding or something, where you're suspended by the sail, and it doesn't matter that the board is tippy. But there's that moment when you're getting started that's real tricky, and then if the wind is variable, it gets tricky because your sail is bouncing around. Woo! All right. Good
what happened?
Oh, she just looked like a little puff of wind, varied a little bit on her, and she wasn't quite there and fell down, but she was going great. She was going real fast.
Falling is part of learning this sport, and it simply means getting back on or taking a break for more instruction.
But just as I get ready to go, just as I grab this, I want to switch both feet back here, just as I'm ready. And then when I pull on it, see, I'm here, so that I can pull it. If I were standing with one foot in front, as I pulled it in, see, I can't get the sail where I need it to be, and I can't balance against it from here. Yeah. You need to be just behind it so that you can hang. And see, essentially, you're just hanging on it like this. On storm winds, the channel's great. I sail quite often during the fall and during the spring on storm winds off of Sandy Beach, or at low tide, Sheep Creek is good, or on the right stage of tide, you can sail right off the Juneau Empire. It's great fun. I think it's the next best thing to powder skiing. It's a sport that doesn't require a motor, where you're just out there in the world in what some people might consider even a hostile type of environment, and just having fun and playing and dancing over the waves. The speed is tremendous. Sailboards are one of the fastest, in fact, the fastest sail-powered craft that there is. They're just great fun. Gee, usually when I'm talking to people from outside, I say, yeah, well, we have some great sailing. Our best wind is out at Mendenhall Glacier, where we have this lake right at the foot of the glacier with icebergs in it. And on warm afternoons, we get this great wind. And gee, with a dry suit, it's really not bad at all. And it's an incredibly beautiful place to sail. And they sort of look at me in disbelief.